Come on. Come on.
I can't go far.
Blow it up. Hey! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host as usual. And before we get started, please remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to the podcast. I appreciate it. You can subscribe to the podcast on the Big Exclusive Network on YouTube, or one word, Big Exclusive Network on YouTube, and you'll find my podcast along with several others there. Please subscribe there as well. What's going on, y'all? It's been a long week or a long weekend. Jordyn turned 5, so happy birthday, Jordyn. We got to celebrate her all weekend. Threw her a nice big party. Oh wait, before I get into that, hold on. Not only is it happy birthday, Jordyn, but it's also happy National Men's Health Month. We're gonna talk a lot about that today as well. But yeah, my baby girl, she turned 5 on Sunday. I had a big giant, and that's my lunch done in the air fryer. That's what's beeping. But yeah, we had a really big party for her on Saturday. The family was here, the siblings, my daughters. Just a real, for her, huge party. All her cousins was there. She got to spend some time with everybody and put some pools out, cooked a bunch of food, had games outside and stuff. But you know, I was looking at the kids and again, it's like weird, again, full circle moment, like looking at the kids and it's like I remember being that age, like being with my cousins and stuff, and not having a care in the world and just thinking that literally what we're doing, like getting in the pool or just hanging out, like that was like the best thing ever. So I know what that feeling is. So I know as long as I'm able to provide it to my kids, you know, it was a successful event. I cooked up a lot of food. Jordyn had, you know, a really good time. We went back to school on Monday. The first thing she says to the teacher when she walks in, she's just like, "My birthday was yesterday. I had a big party Saturday. All my cousins was there." Like she's so happy and she's bragging about it. And again, just being 5 years old, like that's like the greatest thing in the world to her. And it's the greatest thing in the world to me to see the happiness in her face, to know, like, all right, you know, I'm doing my job. I did what I was supposed to do, and then went on to the next birthday. But yeah, that's what I really want. I want to talk about Jordyn today. I want to start off talking about her. That's my dog. That is my security. She's, every time you see me, you see her. She's with me. The only reason you won't see her today is because I'm recording while she's in school. But, you know, any other time I'm recording, she'll pop in and, you know, what are you doing? Or ask me for something, or whatever it is. But yeah, that's my homie. That's my best friend. And not to take anything away from other kids, but it's just, she's with me all the time. And I don't have favorites. It's just that she's with me 24/7 and she's the baby. And I refer to her as like, she's a miracle child. Honestly. When Jordyn was born, she was born with a collapsed lung. Like there was some things that happened during the birth. So she was born with a collapsed lung. She had fluid in her lungs. She was on a breathing machine. She had to be on a feeding machine, like I believe the first 13 or 14 days of her life. So I can remember like going to the hospital and stuff, talking to the doctors, and they just didn't want to give like any guarantees. They weren't really positive about it. They were just talking about like, you know, we're just gonna take it day by day. And then like I remember like the nurse had kind of like hinted at, you know, a lot of babies that are born like this, they don't have good lives, or they don't make it. And it was like, well, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just long story short, like, you know, again, it wasn't that positive, but you know, I'll tell you about God, because Jordyn is currently bigger, healthier, stronger than most kids her age. Even in school, like I was looking at the kids, like they're all shorter than her, or not as big as her. Like she eats, so like she's very healthy, and I'm super thankful for that, man, because nobody wants to have to like bury a child or anything like that, or lose a child in any way, shape, or form. But Jordyn is absolutely the most energetic kid I've ever had, known. Like you constantly hear me jokingly play about like she burns me out, and it's because she has so much fucking energy. It's ridiculous. Whether there's a nap or no nap, there's days when I don't, like on the weekends I don't let her take no naps, and she still be cooking me, and I'm like, where are you? Like it's like she got a battery in her back. But she's the best kid, man. She's so full of life. It's just, I don't know. It's been a really good 5 years, you know, with me and her. I pretty much spent every day of her life with her. Like we've been together. Besides me, like allowing her to go to like sleepovers and stuff like that every now and again. But we've been together like every day. That's my pandemic pile. I'm infamously, you should see me post on Instagram. Like it was just throughout the whole pandemic. Like all the kids were home, so I wasn't working, and it was literally me and her. Like we would take like 3 naps a day, and like we just did everything together. Watch TV. I would let her watch Law and Order. I would watch her nursery rhymes. Like we would just do stuff all day. She'd be sitting right next to me, and I think that's probably like the biggest reason why she's like we're so attached to one another, and why she's just always with me, because it's the norm for me now. I don't know what I would do like if there was ever a situation where she just wasn't with me all the time. I don't know what the fuck I would do. I'd probably lose my mind, because I'm just so accustomed to getting up, getting her ready, getting her in the car. We're going wherever we're going, barbershop. Want to get my hair, my locks redone. Wherever it is, we're going to grandma's house. Whatever it is that I'm doing, she's with me. So it's really dope. I will admit, Jordyn probably is spoiled, to be fair. It's not like on purpose, but I think what I mean by that is, so I remember when I first put her in school, she had there's the police. She had a problem with like sharing, but I think it's because, I know it's because she's the youngest child, and the next closest person to her, there's almost another 5-year gap. So they don't like necessarily the same things, so she doesn't really have to share. And even now, like the other day, when her and Emma were here, I think it was Sunday, she got like a new toy or something for her birthday, and she didn't want to share it with Emma. And I had, hey, you got to share. I know it's yours, but you got to share, because there's going to be something that Emma wants. And of course she does, but I remember initially, like in pre-K, it was so difficult, like the first month, because she wasn't used to it. She wasn't like unwilling to share because she's selfish. It was just like, I didn't have to fucking do this because I'm the only kid in the house, and my dad, everything that I have is mine. Not that my dad gives me everything I want, but everything I have is mine. So like there is no situation where there's another kid my age. So it was just like mowing her and getting her to understand. And I mean, really, she's doing great now. So, and I will say, so, excuse me, I'm really cherishing like this part of fatherhood. Partially, or probably mainly, because I'm not having any more fucking kids. I'm done. I'm fucking done, D. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think being like an older dad, and like I'm really mature. I'm much more mature than I was 10 years ago. Obviously, I'm a better dad now than I was 10 years ago. Like I'm so much more prepared for everything, that I feel like I'm able to really pour into her in a way that I wasn't necessarily able to pour into my other kids. And that's not like a negative. It's just like I didn't have the tools that I have now. You know what I mean? I didn't have the knowledge, and like now I kind of got more. And I don't know everything. I'm still learning, but it's just a time. You know what I'm saying? And I also think because of that, Jordyn has also like really made me like a complete dad. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure if you're a father, you can relate. And if you have kids where you've had kids young, and then like you've had kids older in life, I'm pretty sure you can relate. The older version of you as a parent, not just a dad, as a parent, you're so much more ready and prepared to lead a family, to raise a family, to be that presence than you were at 19 or 18 or 17 or 22. Just because you didn't know, you still was a kid. At 22, I still was a fucking kid. I still was a baby. I didn't know, the things that I know now. So, and it's also because she's actually the only kid that I've had at this age full time, like with no interruptions, like no other adult, like nothing. It's just us. So again, like that, and going through all the things that we've gone through together, it just really molded me into a much better man, a much better person. Another full circle moment I wanted to talk about. So I was getting ready to drop my mom off, take her home, and the girls there were out front. So Emma was like on the sidewalk, and she's like got her arms like wrapped around my mom, and she's just like hugging on her real tight and like, please don't go. Like she wanted to, spend time with her grandma, more time with her grandma, which I thought was like really dope. Full honesty, kind of like a moment where you almost get choked up, because it's like you're looking and not because of like, yeah, that's dope that she loved it on her grandma or anything like that. And Jordyn was there too, like she like had her leg, but I was thinking more about my grandma, and I'm like, damn, like that I see so much of my kids and like that relationship with my mom and how I was with my grandma. Like I wanted to be under my grandma all day long. I told her about she was like the best person ever. She had all the answers. She had so much knowledge. And my mom isn't necessarily that for my kids, but she's definitely like when she sees them, she's like kissing them. Like she's a lovey-dovey grandma, and that's how they view her. You know, they're small. They're only 9 and 5, so you know they look like that's grandma. You know what I mean? Let's play. Let's do this. Let's do that. And yeah, it was just I don't know. It was really really dope to like basically like realize like honestly that they view my mom, which is their grandma, the same way I view my grandma, and that's fucking priceless, man. It really is. So. All in all, Jordyn's birthday was really outstanding. Thank you to everybody that came, that brought her something, got her a gift, that stopped past. Our family showed up, as they always do, man. Everyone came, brought their kids. It was really a time. It really turned into a day. Of course, you know, black parties. It was 37. Black parties are really just like 3 and 2, which is totally fine. I really, really, I told you before, I really, at this stage of my life, I'm really enjoying being around my family. Because we're all getting older. The older ones are getting older, and it's just like, and also another moment. I realized like I'm like that authority, like older, like uncle, whatever, cousin now. Because my little cousin, my aunt had, which is his grandma. She was telling him to give her the phone, and he said no, and like all I heard was him saying no to an adult, and like I completely like switched, like yo, give her the fucking phone, like. Because that's how I was raised. I was never say no. I'd have got punched in the mouth, like by my grandma, by uncles, anything. Like it ain't somebody tell you to do something, you do it. And yeah, I like realized like, after that I was like, damn, like I guess I'm that person now that like, yeah, like do what the fuck you're told, and you should be. That's how you should be with your kids. So June is National Men's Health Month. Very important, very near and dear to my heart. Because men, like our health is important, brothers. You got to get checked. Anything from mental health to physical to whatever. If you're feeling too tired and it's like feeling abnormal, make an appointment. Go to your doctor. You know, see what's going on with you. So again, you could be the best version of yourself and be available to your loved ones. I got a couple stats for y'all that I had looked up. You know, I'm always have some stats. Men are less likely than women to see a doctor or report symptoms to a physician. Like that's a fact. That's always been a fact. I've known that since I was a kid. I mean, if you think about when you're like in a relationship, for the most part, women are like up on this shit. Women probably go to doctors twice a year, maybe more than that. They're doing all kinds of checkups and shit. I know I get one checkup a year. I go every 2 months. I don't think I need to go every 6 months. I don't think I'm at that age yet. Also, 20% of men say they only see a physician so that their girlfriend or wife can stop nagging them. So there that is. And that's definitely true. I've been in a relationship before where like, I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, I was drunk. I didn't go to doctors for like 3 years. I just didn't go. I was healthy. And she's like, when you gonna go get a checkup? When you gonna go get a checkup? And I just did it just, you know, to get her off my back. And I want to, of course, think, you know, I was 100% healthy and I was fine. But yeah. So it says only 60% of men go for a yearly checkup. So I'm assuming that since that is a stat, you're supposed to go twice a year. I am of that 60%. I honestly don't think I need to go twice a year, unless like something is really off, like I physically or something in my body, anything. But I think once a month, because when you go, you get a full workup, you get everything checked, EKGs, all that, blood work, everything. You get them to check everything. I think you'll be fine. Another 40% won't go until something is seriously wrong. That definitely sounds like nigga shit. Like, I know I've had relatives in my family who, uncles and stuff, I see them like walk around limping. I mean, they're in pain. They just won't go to, I'm not going. I just need to ice it. I need to rest for a couple days. Why do black people think that if you rest, it makes it go away? Like, that was, growing up, that was just, I just need to rest. I just need to stay off it for a while. It'll be fine. It feels like it's a lump on my side, but if I just lay down and I rest for a couple days, it's gonna go away. Like, no, you need to take your ass to the doctors and get checked. You know what I'm saying? Find out what that lump is. Find out why your knees hurt. Find out why your back is in pain. Because again, those things can linger and turn into like really serious problems in the future. And you know, we ain't got time to be going to funerals, man. We trying to catch flights and enjoy life and go to barbecues. Also, 31% of men deal with or suffer from depression at some point of their lives. So that, to me, that's, while 31 of 100 seems low, to me that still seems like that's a high percent to be dealing with depression. If you've ever been through depression, like that is a heavy thing. And again, I didn't get the part. I should have went and got the amount of that 31% that didn't go see a physician, like didn't go and report it or anything like that. I should have got that number. But yeah, depression is real, y'all. Again, mental health. Good mental health is part of men's health as well. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about that today as well. You got to make sure your mental is intact. As men, we do a lot, and I know particularly me, I do a lot. So just understanding, you got to recognize if you're not right, if there's something going wrong, if you just don't, again, you don't feel like your best self. And fellas, you don't gotta be afraid to go to therapy or ask for help. There's no shame in that. There's no shame of getting ahead of a problem at all. Seeing a therapist does not mean you're crazy. It doesn't mean you're suicidal and so on. As I recently mentioned, I recently got a therapist, and it's been good for me. I'll say that. I won't say I can't say it's done wonders yet. It's been good for me. I got a session at some point this week that I got to schedule. But yeah, it's just I think everyone should go to therapy. I think everyone should go. I think even if you don't think there's an issue, I think you should just try it once. Because I think a lot of people, and as I've gotten older, if you see how they react to certain situations, I think there's a lingering something from their past. If you see some people are just problematic. That's all they know is they really don't know peace. All they know is problems and drama. And then you got to look at their childhood and their upbringing and the people they were with before they were dating you and stuff like that. There are fucking triggers there. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I have triggers. I have my own triggers that tie into previous relationships, that tie into my childhood, the things, and you have to, work through those things so that you can, again, be the best version of yourself that you can be. And again, like I said, it doesn't mean that you're suicidal crazy. It just means you're able to identify, that you're not your best self. And then speaking of suicide, so something that I saw that was alarming while I was online, between ages of 15 and 24, and this is amongst black boys and men, suicide is the leading cause of death between those ages. That is a really young age to be losing our young black and brown boys. That is insane. And I think again, I think that also ties into where you've heard it before. Be strong. Keep pushing. You're a man. You're not supposed to cry. You're a man. You're not supposed to feel any pain or anything like that. And I think I would definitely think in that age bracket, because I was that age before, where you just you chugging and you just going, and you have things going on, you don't address it because you're afraid of criticism or what people will say about you or how people view you as weak. And I definitely think that age, you're definitely, from that standpoint, you're really impressionable to people's criticism of you. And yes, it's really sad. So I hope that that changes one day. That is crazy. Also, black men commit suicide 4 times the rate of black women, which is wild. That's a lot. So, and again, suicide is absolutely a part of men's mental health. I just think I know people that have unfortunately committed suicide, men and women, and each time it was just because they were dealing with a lot, they were going through some things, and they didn't get help, or they felt like they had nowhere to go. And that's also huge, feeling like you don't have somewhere to go or someone you can talk to. I think it's nothing worse than, because I've had it happen to me when you kind of somewhat mention something you're going through to somebody and he just brush it off and go on to the next topic. That can completely deflate you, and you're just you know what, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to you at all now. You know what I mean? And then they may come back a couple days later, oh damn, they may remember. Sometimes it's not malicious. Sometimes they just think because you're a man, you're supposed to just whatever. Toughen up, nigga. And that's really not how it should be. Something else. Only about 25% of black Americans seek mental health treatment compared to 40% of white Americans, which both the numbers are still low, but that is a big gap between the next race. And I think if you have 100, I think we should be as close to 100% as possible, because it would just make everything easier and make the world a better place. Honestly. I think a lot of the crime, or some of the crime, I think is mental health related. I think people lash out, that way. I definitely, especially when you see domestic abuse, I absolutely think there's some mental health issues there on both sides, because some people, they only know how to let that anger out through physicality. You know what I'm saying? And you probably should like go to a gym or something, or go to a boxing ring and let it out. But some people, that's all they know, and they take it out on their partners. So I absolutely definitely think that that's part of it. Something else we got to worry about, guys, is prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths amongst men. So it's important to get checked early, get checked often. If something is off anywhere down there, you need to go and talk to a doctor. I forgot the age, but I think you're supposed to get checked. I believe it was in your 40s, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, just get checked. Prostate cancer, colon cancer, all that stuff. You gotta get checked. Because again, we want to live long, fruitful lives. I want to live to be 100. I probably won't, but I would love to. And yeah. So also look something up. Men, black men of color, black men have higher rates of cancer than anyone else. That's no secret. That's been out there for years. Me personally, I think it has to do with the food. I definitely think cancer absolutely has to do with what you put in your body. You got to be more conscious of that. You got to start researching the things that we're eating. Even something as small as like a Red 40 or like high fructose corn syrup. Like, you got to be aware of what you put in your body. I think that's super important. And I think you'll see if we all did that, I think like a lot of that stuff would drop. Something else that I noticed, or I like to do, I'll look up like things that we sell in America, like certain cereals or whatever, sauces, and then I'll look overseas and see like what's banned. Like if it's banned overseas, I really don't want to use it. Like I think there's like a law somewhere. Like there's some country, like the ketchup we use, like not the regular, just basic ketchup. Like if you tried to like bring that over there, like you would go to jail, or like it would be like a fine. Like it's that serious because they don't want their people getting sick. Which tells you all you need to know about our country. To touch back on mental health and like being a single dad. So I will say like being a single dad is a lot, and I hate the term single dad, but that is what they refer to. But for me, like I noticed I had a lot built up. I was dealing with a lot. You like got teenagers you're raising, you got small kids, and then you have this baby that like even at the time, like going back to Jordyn, like we're getting up every 3 hours to feed her, and you're changing diapers, and you're like navigating life, or an entire day. There was times where like I took Jordyn to work. There was a lot of times that I take Jordyn to work. Again, always with me. Like I didn't have a sitter. I didn't have anybody watching on the weekends at the time. And it was just like, all right, well, I'll fucking take her to work with me, and hopefully, she behaves today and she doesn't cry. And like that's kind of what it was. And every time she was pretty good. Just gave her a bottle and put the nursery rhymes on. I was working like long hours. I was working like 12-hour shifts. 12. I think I would start to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think the shop would close at like 8:30 or 9. So like you're talking like 12, 13-hour actual working days, and then probably up for like 15. Used to be some long days, but she was always with me. But again, like you get into the habit of you're just doing it daily, and you're just doing it, and then you're not addressing your own mental health. And that goes over months, years, and for me, one day I just realized like I just let me get a therapist, because I talked to a lot of people, and everyone said like, yeah, like therapy changed my life, and we talk about everything. And my stupid cat, over here messing with my damn camera. But yeah, and everyone, they just had, there was never no negative feedback. It was all positive feedback about how it changed their lives and how it made them better human beings and better people. And for me, it's been working for me, and I enjoy it. I enjoy talking about Bob. Cool as hell. And also, again, because it reinforces a lot of the things, and most of the things that I be doing, or how I handle certain situations, I don't be wrong. Like, that's even better. That's the last thing you need from me, is to know that I ain't wrong. I ain't doing that wrong, or I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing then. And yeah, I just, again, noticed I had a lot built up. So, and to touch back on the weekend, so the entire weekend was great, all the way into the end. And I'm not going to go too far into this, but as y'all know, Jordyn is with me full time, so whatever you want to call it. I get a weird text message from her mom. Reminds you, the kids were actually with her. She took them to Chuck E. Cheese. I had like went out. So they got back, and I was like, I got to drop her some food. I want to go drop because I had a bunch of food in my house. So I'm dropping food off to one of my friends. I just did a weird text message. I'm not gonna get into what it said, but just know did nothing wrong. It was really like uncalled for. It was like strange, and I was just like, I just replied like, "What are you talking about?" Um, and just understand, and a lot of people that are close to me or close to my situation, or even people that I've had on here that because those are I would consider them my close friends too. But people that are around me like know I have like exhausted and done everything to make sure she's involved in a part of my daughter's life. I really have, but I also have done everything to make sure my child is protected. You know what I mean? Like that's also my job as well. That's my job before it is to make sure you're involved. And what I came to understand is that sometimes with people, no matter how, like if it's kind of like when they say you give an inch, they'll take a yard. People could take your kindness for weakness, because I'm really in a position where I could just completely erase her from Jordyn's memory. I'm just not that type of person. But I just know this weekend after that, I was really just done. I was like, you know what, I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm already doing everything by myself. I'm already, and it's not, that really is the furthest of the issue. But it's just like, if I'm already doing all of these things without your help, your assistance, physically, financially, like, there's nothing coming from your direction, then yeah, I'm gonna fucking continue to do it, and I'm really just over it. For disclosure, like again, she didn't have the best childhood. Her mom was, how can I say? Her mom was on drugs. The father, he's a pedo. I don't have a problem saying that. But again, like these things are not my problem. You know what I'm saying? I encourage her to get therapy. I tell her all the time, you need to go get therapy. I think that will solve a lot of her problems, solve a lot of our problems. But just being in a place where I'm just completely drained and not even like feeling dead, just like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to, like I'm overextending myself and to try to, for the benefit of my child, but this shit ain't benefiting me because you're feeling entitled and you're feeling like I have to do certain things that I just don't have to do. I'm fed up, and again, like there's just been stuff, and again, this person disappears for weeks at a time, months at a time, and pops back up. Hey, I really am not that person. I think that also ties in maybe to my childhood, maybe because I didn't have the best dad, so like I try to make sure, and that could just be a mistake on my part, but I try to make sure that my kids make sure they all have relationships with both parents. I try not to intervene there. But again, I don't owe this person nothing at all. I've been nothing but graceful to her. I've been welcoming. And before disclosure, you hear me say all the time, she is outstanding. I mean, like, she steps up for my teenagers and my grown kids. I mean, like, really. Like, I'm just being honest, which is why it's fucking mind-blowing. Like, she'll move mountains for my older kids, but she won't build a snowball for Jordan. So, it's like, I don't fucking have time for it no more. I will say it was kind of deflating because it was such a good weekend, and then it was just like I'm looking at my phone like, what? Like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just not. I slaved all weekend for my daughter, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm in the kitchen cooking. You're watching me do this stuff you didn't offer. You know what I mean? There's just so much I can go on that I'm not going on. But yeah, I'm fucking over it. But my daughter had an outstanding birthday. She felt nothing but love. She felt nothing but appreciated. She was surrounded by love. Surrounded by an incredible village, which is one of my friends. Shout out to Clarabelle, because I was talking to her about the situation, and she was just like one thing I say about the women in my life, whether they're friends or my family, like they're like straight and to the point, and I love that about all my people, that they don't like sugarcoat nothing to me, and they're just like, Ron, like, you don't fucking need this shit, you don't gotta do this, because you have so many people around you that are helping and are bringing things to the table and that are like a support network for you and your kids and for Jordyn. And like, you know what I mean, they be on the nose with it. But yeah, it's fucking wild. But yeah, the love that Jordyn was surrounded with on Saturday, Just I don't know, just the look in her eyes, and she was just like happy. You know what I'm saying? And she's not like one of them kids. She doesn't like attention. Like she doesn't go seeking for it, but she just likes to be around people. Jordyn is very much on energy. Like she, if you got good energy, she wants to be around you. But if she will let you know. If she doesn't want, she'll tell you. Like I don't want to. She'll say, I don't want to play with you. I don't want to be around you. Like she feels something off. And I love that about her because she's so in tune with people. She's so in tune with her emotions, which is for her to be so young is really impressive. But so my message of the day is just I love being a dad. I just love being a dad, man. Like that's really all I really wake up and want to do. I obviously got to go to work and stuff like that. But if I could just be a dad every day and just do that all fucking day, that's what I would do. No matter how much they burn me out and drive me crazy, I just really love being a dad, man. My plugs, same as last week. Tomorrow, followed by me from today, we have the Ant Money Experience on the Big Exclusive Network at 7 p.m. It's a live show, dope ass podcast. He actually had, I can't wait for his topic tomorrow. Oh man, just know, all you women out there that be trying to spin the block after y'all messed up or y'all out of your prime and all that, Ant is gonna flame y'all tomorrow. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. And that's all I'm giving y'all about his episode because I don't want to tell too much of it, but I am excited. I can't wait for it. His show is always dope. It's always good. It's always entertaining. I will be tuned in, watching from work, but I'll be watching because that's my dog. But yeah. And as usual, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. I truly, truly appreciate y'all. And until next week, peace.